Welcome to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, broadcasting live and amplified from the Inland Sports Show studio at Fox Sports IE 1350 AM here in the Riv. Hashtag the Riv raised me. Jeff Gorham, Greg Holla, I'm just Pep Fernandez. And we've got a big show today, Jeff.
Huge!
We had breaking news today. Listen, I know you're not a kickball guy. I'm a kickball guy. I've played soccer a long time. I loved soccer for a long, long time. The World Cup is coming back to the United States in 2026. Everyone's talking about two things right now. LeBron James. Where's he going to end up? And the World Cup coming back to North America. It's a joint bid between Canada, Mexico, and the United States.
Yeah, the United States will get, I believe, 46 matches.
I think it's like 60.
Well, they're gonna get 46, and then Canada will get 10, and Mexico will get 10. So 66 total, but we're gonna get the majority of them.
Which we should. I think there's 3 host cities in each of Canada and Mexico, and then we've got everything else, including Los Angeles.
Yes.
So the World Cup is coming back to Southern California. I guess this is kind of a good feeling for American soccer fans, considering we're not in the World Cup this year, which begins tomorrow in Russia. As a soccer fan, I know, these soccer broadcasters and people around the United States men's national team, they're going nuts. This is a very big deal. People are crying and weeping on social media. This was such a big deal. I got to be honest. I'd rather see the United States win a World Cup or get to the semifinals than host it.
I'd just like to see them get in, for gosh sakes.
Well, I mean, we've been there and we've made deep runs. In fact, it was, I think, 2 World Cups ago when we made it to the quarterfinals. If we can make it to the semifinals, I don't care. Put us in Qatar, where it's going to be in 2022, or in Russia. I don't care where the World Cup is. If the United States can play well, if the United States could win the World Cup, I don't care where it's at. I'm glad it's coming back to the United States, but it really doesn't tug at my heart like it does to a lot of other people.
Now, being a soccer player and a soccer fan that you are, will this help the youth soccer get better? I mean, we do have, we've got a few years here to work with to get better. Will we have a push, do you think, nationally to make American soccer better in the next 8 years?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I know a lot of people point to the 1994 World Cup when we had it here on American soil, and they're like, well, that was, kind of the birthplace of MLS, Major League Soccer, and got people in this country excited about soccer, formed, the MLS, which is still strong and it's still thriving, and we're bringing a lot of big-name soccer footballers here to the United States. But the fact that it's coming back, I don't think AYSO and club soccer is going to blow up oh my gosh, the World Cup's coming. I think if you're playing soccer right now, you're still playing soccer. And if you're not playing soccer, you're probably not going to sign up because the World Cup's coming.
Yeah, and I can think in the last 15 years, maybe there's only a handful, not even a handful, a couple fingers that I can name American players. Freddie Adu is one of those guys. I don't even know
what happened to him. But he was supposed to save American soccer.
Yeah, he was a 15-year-old phenom.
Yes.
And they said he was going to be the next great one.
Yes.
We've had Landon Donovan was another local guy, but really there aren't any other guys that you can even really mention that really hit that superstardom that we saw with Freddie Adu and Landon Donovan.
Yeah, there has been some guys on the American national team who have enjoyed international success. A guy like Clint Dempsey, Eric Winalda. I mean, there's certain guys, but we're not talking about Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar and the biggest names in the world. It's never been an American. I guess Landon Donovan from Redlands is probably the closest thing that we've ever had in this country to an international superstar. But are people gonna, again, the World Cup's coming back in 8 years. Is people gonna get all fired up and Major League Soccer is gonna blow up and all these kids are gonna be, wearing red, white, and blue? I don't think so. And I'm a soccer guy. I think it is what it is.
Well, will America ever have a superstar like Messi, Ronaldo, or any of those guys? Or will it never happen because the other sports here in America are so prevalent? The athlete among athletes always play, if you're a super athlete, you either play basketball or football. And if baseball players, you don't have to be a great athlete, but will there ever be a guy that's going to say, I'm going to play soccer since I'm a youth, I'm a super athlete? Will we ever see that in the United States, you think? Or do they always choose, if they're great athletes, to play other sports?
I think it's not so much like the great athletes are choosing football or basketball or whatnot, because there's some great athletes in soccer. I just feel like the best talented, the best players in our country, we need them to come back and help grow the next generation. You know who was our most recent head coach for the U.S. national team? Jurgen Klinsmann. He was a German star. Like, we're still looking around the whole globe trying to find guys to come to America and teach us soccer. And it's like, no, Landon Donovan, Eric Winalda, Alexi Lawless. These guys have gone to the World Cup. They are American soccer stars. They've played at the highest level internationally. I feel like if they could help groom the next level, that would go further than saying like, okay, well, let's target this kid. He's 10 years old. He's a great athlete. He needs to stick with soccer and not play baseball or something like that.
Yeah, and I see the problem. The problem you have with those guys, the Landon Donovans and the players you mentioned, the great Americans, when they're done playing, they're not going back to the youth to mentor, because they're making too much money in the booth, the broadcasting booth, or they're making money working in front offices of some MLS club. It just doesn't happen. You don't see them pay it forward, to say the least. Yeah. And it's tough because soccer is so popular. I work in a school, and I'd say 60% of the teachers that have children, they all play soccer. And it seems like every weekend they're out playing soccer, or every single day they're playing travel ball. But you never hear of these people. I was just looking up Freddie Adu. Freddie Adu is now playing for the Las Vegas Lights football club.
Like, who's that?
It's a minor league soccer.
It's not even MLS.
No.
He was supposed to save American soccer.
He's only 29 years old, and he's playing for the Las Vegas football club. It's ridiculous.
I remember in high school, we had, of course, all the foreign exchange students always played soccer, right? So I think during my 4 years of playing varsity soccer in high school, we had one guy from Denmark, we had one guy from Sweden, and we had two Spaniards. And one from Japan, Hero. We had one from Japan.
His name was Hero?
His name was Hero.
Awesome.
Yeah. But you know what? I got to be honest, at least on my team, the Americans were better. We were better than the international kids, and it almost kind of confused me. I'm like, wait, why is the rest of the world better than the United States in soccer when these foreign exchange students come over and our top players, including myself, I felt like we were better than the international guys. The kid from Denmark,
because you guys probably ate more.
I don't know what it was. The Spaniards, Matthias from Sweden. Like, I felt like we were better, and it kind of confused me at the time because I was really deep into soccer. I was watching a lot of soccer. I was reading a lot of soccer. I was totally into soccer at the time, and I remember thinking, man, it was around the time that we had the World Cup in '94. I'm like, man, why is the rest of the world so far ahead of us? Because I was using only my small little sample size up in Cottonwood, California. That's the only my little world. That's all I knew. And I'm like, I'm looking at this small little sample size of high school soccer on my team. And I'm like, why isn't this representative of the rest of the world? Why aren't we at least on the level of everybody else?
Well, I was just looking across the board. You look at where does Lionel Messi play and where does Ronaldo play? The countries that
it's where the money's at, man.
Well, it is where the money's at.
It's ridiculous. I was just saying, Lionel Messi made $111 million last year. He made more than LeBron James made $85 million. I want you to think logistically how much more money that is than LeBron James, who's our top performing
Everybody
athlete.
knows LeBron James, right?
Everybody.
He couldn't walk out onto the sidewalk anywhere.
A worldwide phenomenon is LeBron James. A worldwide phenomenon are guys like Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry. Worldwide, they're known, but we don't. I mean, I couldn't name more than two soccer players, but they're making more money overseas than any NBA, NFL, or Major League Baseball player.
Basically, they're making money over the entire world except for here.
Yes.
The whole world except for the United States.
So do you think if we paid them the amount of money that the FCs, the football clubs are paying in Europe?
Jeff, it's also media coverage. You look at baseball, basketball, and football, it gets coverage 24/7. Soccer, MLS barely gets any coverage.
It's like an afterthought. It's at the end.
But if you have guys like Messi, and we get guys that are past their prime coming here. You said Rooney's here.
The Rune Dog, yeah.
The guy that's
Zlatan.
Probably a little past their prime.
Like Beckham.
Beckham.
We got Beckham at the end.
But what if we were to pay the money to these guys that they're making overseas? Would that, I mean, we bring in the best players.
Yeah.
We make it like the NBA is here. That's the best basketball league in the world. You have the footballs. We only play that here in Canada.
Honestly, like, I feel like, excuse me, because I know, for example, Kobe and Messi, they had a lot of joint campaigns for Turkish Airlines. So Kobe and Messi were in the same TV commercials and spots that you would see all over the world for Turkish Airlines. I feel like, let's say you are a guy like Messi and you're playing professionally in Spain, you know, you're playing for the Argentinian national team. You're getting exposure all over the world. I would think for them, okay, they're going to make, like you said, good money playing in the MLS. But I almost feel like from their perspective, they're like, hey, I'm going to get lost. I'm going to go to the United States, and then no one's going to be talking about me anymore. I'm not going to have the endorsement deals. People are going to forget about me. I'm going to be an afterthought because I'm going to be playing in the MLS, and nobody follows the MLS. But if I'm playing in the EPL, the English Premier League, man, everyone's talking about me. I'm going to be all over the TV news across the world. The endorsement deals are going to come rolling in. Sure, you can pay him a ton of money to come to the MLS, but it's almost like an afterthought. Like, okay, well, that guy's gone out to pasture. We're not going to hear from him again. It's almost like the Bermuda Triangle. Like, you just get lost.
And then it's less expensive in all these third world countries just to play with the ball compared to like football. You have to have pads,
a lot of
helmets.
equipment.
Yeah, you have to have equipment. Soccer, just need a ball.
Well, this is as of 2006. 24 million Americans play soccer. 24 million. That's a lot of kids out in America playing
24
soccer.
million kids were playing soccer. Do me a favor, Jeff.
30% of the American households are playing soccer.
30, like a third.
Yes.
So every third house, there's a kid playing soccer.
Yes, and I don't see how we can't get over the hump.
It's going to take a couple years. I predict in 20 years, soccer's going to be really, really big.
I'm hoping. I'm a soccer guy.
I am too.
But to say that the World Cup coming in 8 years in 2026 is going to spark this revolution, I don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm excited for it. I'd rather see the United States do well at a World Cup. I don't care if it's here, like I said, Qatar, Australia, Germany, Ghana. I don't care where it's at. I just want to see the United States do well at a World Cup. Can you Google how many people live in the country of Iceland?
Yes.
Because Iceland is in the World Cup, and they're kind of the Cinderella feel-good story of this year's World Cup, which begins tomorrow in Russia. And they're saying, what is going on in Iceland? There's nothing in Iceland. It's cold. There's a lot of ice. Big shocker there, right? What are they doing in Iceland? They've turned into a small little soccer juggernaut. How many people live in Iceland?
348,000 people.
And how many play soccer in the United States? Just kids who play soccer.
24 million.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a loaded question. I wish I could give you an answer why this is happening, but I don't know. There's probably so many different factors.
Here's it. 24 million Americans play soccer. 17 million of those 24 are registered play in soccer leagues across the United States. AYSO or whatever other
club
leagues.
Soccer
Club
and
soccer.
All that stuff, yeah.
So there's that other group that play on Sunday afternoons that are playing at the junior high and high school.
Yeah.
The pickup soccer games.
We call them Mexican leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're playing. I mean,
we do. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a country that is, it has as many people as how many does Riverside have? How many?
You know what? Look up Riverside. Might be the same size as the whole country of Iceland in terms of population. Geographically, I'm assuming Iceland's probably bigger than the Inland Empire. But just population-wise, I bet you Riverside is, around 300,000? Close to 300,000?
324,000.
So the city of Riverside and the country of Iceland are basically the same place.
Yes.
And they're in the World Cup.
Pretty ridiculous and just a crazy. Those are crazy stats.
That is crazy.
And it is sad, though, because there are so many, 24 million people playing soccer in the United States. It still has, I remember as a kid, and we're talking early 70s, soccer's going to catch on. Soccer's going to catch on. There's always been a push. About every 10 years, there's been a push. Soccer is going to catch on here in the United States. But it just isn't getting the athletes we see like Messi and Ronaldo. Those guys. It would be great to see Kobe Bryant. Steve Nash was a big soccer guy.
He was. Yeah.
Kobe Bryant was
Kobe's a soccer guy.
He played when he was living in Italy. Both of those guys. Steve Nash played, I think, in Canada, I believe.
Yeah.
He was a big-time soccer player. These guys, professional athletes, are trying to shed light on the United States here. Let's play soccer, but there's just not coming.
I'm telling you, it's media coverage. more coverage will mean more money.
But I think if you have the athletes like a Messi and a Ronaldo, those kind of athletes that are true Americans playing on American soil, people will watch.
I think for the soccer fans, like the kids who are playing soccer, like myself growing up, we know how cool it is to be a soccer star in Europe or somewhere else in the world. They get the most money, they get the most endorsement deals. They are rock stars over the whole planet, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you take a casual sports fan, let's take Jeff Gorham over here. Like, if I asked you, hey, man, if you could be in anyone else's shoes, trade places with anybody, I think a kid here would be like Mike Trout.
Yeah.
LeBron James, like, for sure, that'd be so much fun.
Tom Brady.
Because they just don't know any better. Like, if you were Messi, you're making more money than Mike Trout. LeBron James, you could go in a remote island in Fiji. They're going to know you. They might not know Mike Trout. Mike Trout might be able to walk through that airport. No one would even take a picture with him, but they'll know Messi.
Yep. Or better yet, if you were a talented soccer player and they gave you a choice to join an MLS team for $500,000 or go to Europe, go to Spain
for $100 million,
what are you going to take?
You're always gonna
and you're really good at it, and either you can represent your country and try to make it big here, or go with the money. And most of them are going to go for the money.
Well, you figure you mentioned Mike Trout. Mike Trout makes a fifth of what Lionel Messi makes every single year, just on salary alone.
Just salary. Can you imagine his endorsement deals? Messi,
it's incredible.
Or Ronaldo,
it's incredible.
You know who I blame?
Who do you blame?
Myself. I chose broadcasting over soccer. I could have changed this whole country. We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. You can spoil yourself and your car. Get your oil changed every 3,000 or 5,000 miles. Spoiled is located off of Alessandro Boulevard here in the Riv. And you can feel good about your life and yourself because you're overdue. You're looking in the corner of your windshield. You need your oil change. That's why you go to Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. We didn't even get through our inland sports headlines. I'm going to make it super, super quick. The Celtics, they tried to make a trade for Kawhi Leonard. We got to talk about this. The Celtics wanted Kawhi Leonard. The Spurs shot it down. This was back in February, before the trade deadline, but we're just getting news of this. It's just coming to light right now. The Angels trying to avoid the sweep right against Seattle. They're on the field right now. They're losing by a score of 4-3. Mike Trout's been red hot. 2 more home runs last night. We're tied?
Tied 4-4.
It's tied 4-4 in Seattle right now. We'll give you live Halo updates. The Dodgers coming off a big win against Texas last night, 12-5. They beat Bartolo Colon. Max Muncy had a home run. The Dodgers lead the National League in home runs this season so far.
And remember,
unbelievable.
They started off the dead last in home runs.
Yes.
Dead last through the first month and a half of the season.
We were playing possum.
Don't stop it. Stop it.
We were playing possum.
You got to believe.
We're giving you Angel fans a couple of months to
That's all right.
To bask in the glow of greatness.
Mike Trout, 4 home runs, 2 games.
You got to believe.
I'm not mad at that.
And finally, congratulations to the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. They are tied for first place. They beat Elsinore last night live right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So they're going to play again tonight and tomorrow night. That is huge because there's only 5 games left in the first half. So Rancho Cucamonga trying to clinch that first half South Division title in the Cal League. So congrats to them. Big win last night, 4-3. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs. And yes, they can do Letterman jackets as well. You get Letterman's jacket and all your sports gear, screen printing, embroidery. They can do it all for your sports team or your business. Ken Sporting Goods. KenSportingGoods.com. When we come back, we're going to have Zoe Casas, star outfielder for Florida State softball. They just won the NCAA National Championship. Zoe Casas will join us next on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
10,000. We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Family owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Ron, I would be surprised if the affiliates were concerned about the lack of an old wooden ship, but nice try.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pat Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. I was down there at Boost today. It was a real who's who. Saw Anthony Catalano, quarterback for Azusa Pacific University. Remember Zach Brumbaugh, stud defensive a linebacker, defensive player for Centennial High School. And Ray Bass. In fact, I didn't even recognize him. He cut all his hair off. All the dreads, they're gone. Gone. But he's better than ever. Boost Performance Training. In fact, when I was there, he had football players, baseball players, and lacrosse players. All together, one big happy family. The leaders of the world could get some ideas just from going to Boost Performance Training. We're all getting along. Lacrosse, golf, baseball, football. Everybody goes to Boost, and we all had a good time. All with smiles on our faces. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. Jeff, are you watching the Angels game?
No!
Why not?
Because I have a virus on my computer.
What do you mean you have a virus?
Greg tried to help me find it. Now I've got all kinds of weird stuff on my computer. Oh, my gosh. I'm in big trouble.
I thought you were watching the Angels game.
I was trying. I was trying. Now I have no idea what's going on here on my computer.
All right. All right, so momentarily we're going to have an interview with Zoe Casas. She just won an NCAA national championship with the Florida State softball team. Former Aquinas High School star here in San Bernardino. Last night, Jeff, it was a meeting of the minds as we got together for the IE All-Star Football Classic meeting. We've had several meetings here because there's a lot of changes. There's some really cool things in store for the next edition. I wish I could tell you when and where and who, but just know the brightest minds in the IE were getting together, including the great Matt Logan from Centennial High School. We broke bread. We shared a lot of laughs. We had a good time talking high school football in the Inland Empire. And it's all coming together thanks to Jim Clover spearheading the whole effort. So Jim Clover, he can wrap a mean ankle, but he also loves his all-star game. And we're going to make it happen. You doing good?
No.
Come on, Jeff. Let's do this.
All right.
Come on.
I can't use my computer.
I'm afraid to even go over there because, you know what? We love the Halos, and I thought, what a good idea that we could keep track of the Angels playing Seattle, first place Seattle, right now. We'll give live updates on the air throughout the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Thought it'd be a good idea. And Greg, our guy Greg Holla, he's like a Marine because he always finds a way. He never gives up. He never has an excuse. He just finds a way. And he's like, hey, I know a way we can watch that game. So,
yes,
it's not happening.
It's not. I can't. My computer is no longer working. I cannot get my stats. It's driving me nuts.
It was a good effort.
It was a very good effort.
But we are excited about the newest IE All-Star Football Classic. We'll have more details, when we can unveil them because everything's happening fast. A lot of pre-planning right now. So I think by the start of the high school football season, we'll be able to give you definitive who, what, when, where, why, all those sorts of things. Because it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be a lot of cool changes. I think local football fans who have deep roots in this area, I think they're going to appreciate it. But right now, let's go to the Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change Celebrity Hotline. We're excited to have her on the show because she is a national champion. It's the great Zoe Casas from Florida State. And, of course, Aquinas High School right here in San Bernardino. Zoe, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what? We're doing great, but not as well as you are. Man, national championship at Florida State. In fact, you You clinched it all. We got a picture right now on our live stream on YouTube of you holding the trophy. Listen, let's go back to when you signed with the Seminoles out of Aquinas High School. Did you ever in your wildest dreams imagine yourself winning a national championship with Florida State?
I always dreamed that and my hopes that I would, and now that's actual reality. It doesn't even seem real. It still hasn't sunk in, but it's the best feeling in the world.
Well, how many family or friends made that trip to the College World Series to see you guys play for that national championship from here in the IE?
I had quite a few. My mom and my dad came out. My sister flew in from Seattle. My two cousins drove through 2 tornadoes from Louisiana. My stepdad came out, and it was so much fun.
So they had to battle tornadoes just to get to the game?
Oh, yeah, they did. They said 2 of them, but I don't know where they were, but they made it.
I would feel like that's one of those moments, because I got 2 little girls at home. I would feel like that's one of those moments if one of my daughters was playing for something so prestigious as a national championship, a tornado couldn't stop me, a hurricane couldn't stop me. I would find a way to get there. So what did it mean, Zoe, to have your family and friends in the stands watching you and get, I guess, celebrating with you winning the national championship in softball with Florida State?
It was amazing. Like, after we won, my family got to come back down on the field and take pictures with us, and it was so surreal, but it was so emotional at the same time. Like, I could not stop smiling, and I wanted to cry, but no tears came out because I think I was just too happy about what was going on.
Now, you went, I would say you went a little bit viral because you made a spectacular catch at the College World Series. Do you know the one I'm talking about? You were, like, running kind of back towards the wall, and you leaped in midair and made this fantastic catch, which turned out to be a very significant play. Can you talk about that catch and what it was like? Because I went on Twitter, and everyone was talking about it and sharing that video.
It was just us playing defense with Megan King. Like, she did a great game for us. We do everything that we can as outfielders to try and play for her best fit. So that ball was hit very hard, and it was spinning like crazy, but I knew I had to go all out for my team, and that's what I did, and the end result was great.
We're talking with Zoe Casas, formerly of Aquinas High School, Florida State softball national champion. Zoe, when you guys were playing for the national championship, I had Coach Ibarra and some of the Aquinas softball players. We were doing a special show at IMG TV in San Bernardino. And Coach, we were taping the show right when you guys were playing, and he was having a hard time because he was trying to concentrate on the show, but he had his phone out, and he kept checking the scores and how you were doing. I mean, what's it like just knowing the support back home from, your coaches and your former teammates and of course, everyone at Aquinas High School? Because, man, they were just so excited to see you playing for a national title on national TV.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, coming from such a small area and such a small private school, like, you don't expect to get that much support coming out of it, but I kept seeing on Twitter and Instagram, like, my whole school tagging me, my football Instagram tagging me, and it was just great. Like, even people I don't know from home messaged me somehow, some way, and congratulated me, and it was an amazing feeling.
We're talking with Zoe Casas, Florida State softball national champion from Aquinas High School in San Bernardino. And Zoe, let me ask you one more question because, we watched this College World Series, and you could go through all of the major softball programs in this country, and I feel like there's at least one player from the Inland Empire on all of these teams. Can you kind of sum up how good the Inland Empire is in high school softball? Because there's players all over the place, including yourself at Florida State. I mean, I just feel like the IE is a hotbed for softball talent, and we've got players all over the country, and now we've got a national champion with you.
I mean, yeah, it's great, and the Inland Empire is growing so much, and it really just matters about your work ethic, how hard you really want it. It doesn't really matter where you come from, big school, big town, small town. It's just how you want to work and how you want to get to where you want to be, and that's all that really matters.
Well, Zoe, congratulations. Thank you for taking a couple minutes of your time to join us on the Inland Sports Show here on Fox Sports IE. We really appreciate it. And just know, there's people all over the IE, and I know in San Bernardino, Rialto, celebrating with you, man. We're all so proud of Florida State and what you were able to accomplish. So congratulations, Zoe.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
All right, we appreciate it. That's Zoe Casas, Florida State softball national champion, the pride of Aquinas High School. Thanks, Zoe.
Thank you.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Bye. She's awesome. She's great. Good, upbeat, enjoyed that moment. It's just so cool. You can turn on national TV and be like, she's one of our own. She just won the national championship out of Florida State. And I remember coming out of Aquinas High School when she signed with the Seminoles. It's one of those deals that's like, why did she pick Florida State? Because she really could have went anywhere. UCLA, USC, I don't know, Texas, Oklahoma. I mean, there's softball powerhouses all over the place. And she picked Florida State. And now look, now she's a national champion. Obviously, it was the right move.
The best choice, obviously. I mean, she goes and is a national championship from a small town. A small school, Aquinas. Wow. I mean, it's just a great, great story. Great to see somebody locally become a superstar at the biggest stage.
And she has more hits
than
anyone else in California high school history. She is the all-time hit leader. She is the Pete Rose.
The Pete Rose
of high school softball in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was unbelievable at Aquinas High School, and obviously a great player, the starting right fielder, and she was hitting sixth in that College World Series for Florida State national champion Zoe Casas. So big thanks to Zoe for making some time for us here on the Inland Sports Show. Hey, Jeff, what's the Angels score?
I have no idea.
You still got the virus?
Yeah.
You got a bug?
Yeah.
Do your anti-spy.
I have no idea how to do that. Maybe you guys can help me on the break.
I'm gonna find the score for you. Oh, it's 5-4 Halos. Yeah. Angels on top in the top of the seventh inning. When we come back, Jeff may or may not still have a virus. I don't know. We'll talk a little NFL, maybe even go back to soccer. You guys were all fired up about soccer. I was not expecting that. I thought I was going to talk about soccer for a minute or two, and you guys are going to be like, oh, whatever. Let's talk about LeBron.
No.
Soccer all the time. We'll be back at your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
How you guys doing? I'm Coach Ray again. We're here at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Pep Fernandez. So today's tip, I'm going to go over the shuttle run. So really, the shuttle run is a great drill to measure lateral speed, power, and change of direction. So we're going to go over that today, and it's a drill that can benefit really, again, any type of field sport, whether you're a basketball player, football, volleyball, soccer. If you got to change directions, you got to be quick. Shuttle run's for you. Okay, so Jacob's going to demonstrate the shuttle run here. We're going to start off with the stance. So he's going to have his feet about hip width. Now, this is really important because a lot of times you get guys who try to shift their stance. You got to split the line evenly, and you want to make sure your toes are forward. You want to make sure your feet are right underneath your hips, all right? So he's going to have his feet forward and underneath their hips. All right, now, when I say set, he's going to drop down very quickly. Whatever hand is down is the direction that you have to go. So he's going to go to his left first, so he's got to have his left hand down. Now, his right hand is going to be right here, all right? It's going to be right in front of his body. His elbow's going to be flexed. Hand's going to be right under his chin, all right? So when I say he's going to drop down really fast, all right, he's going to put his hand down, left hand down on top of the line, right hand underneath his chin. Ready? Set. All right, relax. All right, so that's the stance there. We don't want to hold the stance any longer than about 3 seconds, all right? So we want to be in and out, all right? Now, let's talk about the first touch. Once he leaves, all right, his first movement, that timer's going to start. He's going to give me a nice lateral run coming out. So he's not going to turn his head and turn his body to run. He's going to lateral run coming out. And then we make our first touch, he's going to do what's called a wedge cut. It's a double foot cut, and he's going to touch right outside of his feet here. So he's going to touch the line with his left hands. He's going to do a wedge cut, a double foot cut. He's going to have a nice angle at the shins. He's going to touch right outside of the foot. So now I'm heading back in the direction I want to go. All right, that angle is really important. So we're going to nice wedge cut here, left hand touch. We'll wedge cut it here with the right, and then we'll sprint through for the finish. 5, 10, 5. Here we go. You ready, Jacob? So he's going to go on me. Set. Go. Get back. Finish right in the middle. Good, right there. Now, typically, you want to finish with your head down, all right? You want to maintain that forward lean. There you have it, shuttle run.
Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Big shout out to Zoe Casas, national champion at Florida State, winning the softball national championship. We appreciate her joining us. Angels are taking the lead on first place Seattle, 5-4. We'll continue with a live update. It's all brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona, off of Temescal Canyon Road, where you can buy, you can trade, you can finance. They've got weekly specials. So you already know you're going to save thousands of dollars on those weekly specials. But right now, if you mention the Inland Sports Show, you get an extra $500 off. That's all you got to do. Go to Catalano Motors off of Temescal Canyon Road and say, hey, I'm here from the Inland Sports Show. They'll say, okay, $500 off. Now go ahead, pick whatever you want. It's that easy. CatalanoCars.com is the website. What's up, Jeff?
Hello, Pep.
How's it going?
Oh, well,
Not bad.
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
You got scores?
No, I don't have scores. Scores are not.
But is random weird stuff popping up on your computer right now?
No.
So we blocked that.
Block that. I can't.
You know what it is? Because I blocked everything. So maybe that's why the scores aren't coming up. I've blocked everything.
You did.
Yeah.
It's blocked.
So you can either have the virus or you can have the scores. You can have both.
All right, we'll figure it out.
All right, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM every single day, live and amplified from 3 to 6 p.m. Talk a little NBA, a little NFL here in this segment because I saw this. Carson Wentz is trying to get LeBron to the 76ers. Did you read this?
No. Carson Wentz.
Everybody, you know what? All the cities, all the teams, big-name athletes from those cities and those teams, everyone's trying to get LeBron James. I mean, the full court press is on. They barely inbounded the ball, and there's a guy in your face with his hands in the air. They're doing everything on this full court press, including the 76ers. So they're going to pull out all the stops, even if it's the quarterback of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, Carson Wentz, although he wasn't on the field when they won it. But he's still the quarterback. And he's trying to get LeBron James to the 76ers. Now, listen, Jeff, I think the world of you. Greg Holla, you know how deep my love runs for you, too. But if you guys were like, hey, Pep, you should do a show, let's say on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. And I said, yeah, it's a good idea. But if my wife said, nah, I don't want you to. As much as I love you guys and the love runs real deep, I'd have to go with my wife.
You would?
And that's where I'm going to next because LeBron James's wife reportedly has given LeBron James an ultimatum. It's Cleveland, L.A., or nowhere.
Well, we know where he's going then. We definitely know it's not back in Cleveland.
If this is true, right?
Yeah.
If his wife is really pulling the shots behind the scenes.
It might be a Clipper.
Could be a Clipper. L.A. is the Clippers. You guys laugh. Oh, laugh it up, Greg Holla. When he's in that Clipper, they erect that statue at Staples Center in the red, white, and blue.
No.
Man.
Yeah, he'll never.
New heights.
Well, they're saying that his son now is enrolling at Sierra Canyon, the state open champion. It's kind of a super team that LeBron James Jr. would be playing with. He would be playing with Gary Payton. Is it Gary Payton's son?
No, I think it's Scottie Pippen's, Kenyon Martin's. There's several NBA players who have their sons there. Is Gary Payton's too?
Well, he's the one that's reporting that he enrolled there.
Gary Payton. He's always run his mouth. Even as a player, he ran his mouth. He's still running his mouth, the glove.
The glove definitely runs his mouth. But if he is enrolling and up in Calabasas or Chatsworth or wherever Sierra Canyon is, there is a likelihood that LeBron James isn't going to be away from his kids. We know that he's very tight with all of them, and his son is a great player.
All of them?
All of them.
All
of his kids. He's tight with them, and you can almost assume that he's going to end up somewhere in Los Angeles.
So if you believe the reports that LeBron James's wife has told him it's Cleveland or L.A. and that's it, then it doesn't matter if Carson Wentz, doesn't matter who's out there trying to get him to a different city. Carson Wentz can pull out all the tricks in the book to try to get him to Philadelphia, but in the end, if LeBron James's wife is saying no, I already narrowed it down for you. Doesn't matter what Carson Wentz does. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You got to go with the wife, right?
Yeah, and I don't see him going. I don't think Philadelphia is an ideal fit for LeBron James. LeBron James is the best player on the planet, and we've seen him take mediocre to bad teams to the NBA Finals. But going to Philadelphia, does it make them any better? Because you're going to, like I said, I've said this over and over, you're going to stifle the growth of Ben Simmons. You're going to stifle the growth of Joel Embiid, because what do guys do when they play with LeBron James? They stand around and watch because he is so good. He clears the floor. If you give him space, he's gonna hurt you because you got to double him. But how would that help Ben Simmons, who can't shoot right now? We don't know if he's right-handed or if he's left-handed. There is no way Carson Wentz or anybody in their right mind would want him to play for him. I don't think Ben Simmons nor Joel Embiid honestly want him to play for him. They might say it, but what would you do if you're given LeBron James? You're going to say okay, but if it's goofy and you know that, man, he's going to take away from my limelight. He's going to take away from two superstar players' limelight. We saw Kyrie Irving didn't like it. We saw that at times it was tough for Dwayne Wade the first 2 years to give up that role, that number one, that alpha dog mentality. There's no way. If LeBron James comes to Los Angeles, there are no alpha dogs. You have Lonzo Ball, and I honestly believe if LeBron James comes, Lonzo Ball will be gone because he's not going to want to deal with the idiocracies of LeBron James of Lonzo Ball or Kyle Kuzma or any of those guys.
So you're thinking behind the scenes, if LeBron said, okay, my wife has already told me it's L.A. or Cleveland. I want to come to L.A. I want to be a Laker, but here's the stipulations. If I come, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, I don't know. These guys need to be gone. You need to bring in Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably going to have an ultimatum. Like, this is how it's going to be if you want me. If not, my wife already told me I can stay in Cleveland. She'd be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, and there is a possibility that you could still land Kawhi Leonard, you could still land LeBron James, and you could still land Paul George. The Lakers would have to do one thing. They would have to get rid of the Luol Deng crazy contract that they have.
Worse.
And they would probably have to get rid of Kyle Kuzma and Lonzo Ball. That would give them the flexibility with that giant contract, 2 young players, and maybe throw in that draft pick. That's all I'm sure the San Antonio Spurs want, is something in return for losing your best player.
So, as much as we love Carson Wentz and the Eagles,
Not
just because he wants LeBron in Philadelphia, I mean, what do you get the guy that already has everything? LeBron doesn't need anything else.
No.
You can't buy him to come to Philadelphia. You can't schmooze him. He's taking orders from his wife, and he already has everything. So, Cleveland or L.A., according to these reports. And one other NFL note in this segment, Jeff. I know you love this story, and you brought it up. The New England Patriots, we're in minicamp. Raiders are hard at work. The Rams are hard at work.
No days off.
The Chargers are hard at work.
No
But the Patriots decided to cut off minicamp. They had one day of minicamp on Tuesday, and they said, you know what? Take the other 2 days off. We don't need to do it.
Now, why would they do that? I mean, they've always Bill Belichick's always said no days off. Remember, that was the
no days off.
That was the battle cry.
No days, yeah.
So for them to cut short camp 2 days, a little strange. Maybe there's something. Maybe they're just saying, hey, look, we've had a good 18-year run, Belichick. We had a great run, Tom Brady. But this is the end. Let's rest our bodies. Let's get going, and let's start it in the training camp.
I kind of feel the same way. He probably has a veteran group who's done this a lot. They've, the playbook probably has not changed that much. They're like, you know what? You guys know the drill. You know our plays. We're all getting a little older. You know what? You came, you impressed me one day of camp. Everyone's healthy. No one got injured. I mean, we've seen it in these OTAs and mini camps. Guys, tearing ACLs or getting injured. You know what? Maybe Bill Belichick's smarter than all of us. Maybe he's like, you know what, guys? We look good with one day of mini camp. You know the playbook. You know the playbook. We all know the playbook. We're all healthy. See you guys in late July.
Yeah. And you figure he's near 70 or whatever it is. He's probably looking. They're all looking to end their careers, to end this dynasty, to end this great run of, like I said, 18 years. It's pretty darn good.
And I know a lot of people are making a big deal of this, like, oh my gosh, the Patriots. Why would they not have minicamp the last 2 days? Why would they shut it down early? Listen, you're not going to win or lose the Super Bowl by not going to minicamp for a couple days. So Bill Belichick knows what he's doing.
And they've had some controversy in the last couple weeks. If you're there another couple days, you're going to still have to answer that controversy.
Yeah, like the Julian Edelman deal.
Yeah.
You know, testing positive for this substance that they don't even really know what he tested positive for. He's been suspended 4 games for this upcoming season, but they don't even really know what it is. And scientists are trying to figure out what the substance or what he had in his body. Like, they don't even know.
And if you're a player, that's all you're going to deal with are those questions. Yeah. You're not going to hear about the new draft picks. You're not going to hear about anything other than, is Tom Brady's angry with Bill Belichick? Is Belichick losing his team? And are these guys all on PEDs? That's all you're going to answer.
They're all buttoned up. They've got their act together. Everyone knows the plays. Everyone's healthy, most importantly. See you guys at the end of July. No big deal.
Yep.
When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll talk a little golf. Anyone? We're going to hear from Ricky Fowler, the pride of Murrieta Valley High School and one of the favorites to win the U.S. Open, which tees off tomorrow. We'll be back at your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. What a day. It's brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You can spoil yourself and your car. That's really what it's all about, your vehicle. You got to keep it going strong every 3,000 or 5,000 miles. You already know you need the oil changed. Don't put it off. They'll make it so quick, so easy. At Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, right there off of Alessandro Boulevard. Everyone in this room goes to Spoiled. We all love it. It's the best decision we ever made in our lives. We go to Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change.
Hey, Shep.
Yes.
I kind of feel bad over here.
Why?
I gave Jeff laptop a STD. My bad.
Dude, I can't take anything for it. I feel bad. I need a shot. My computer needs a shot. I'm a little stressed.
Well, we called in the computer technician, and he's working on it right now.
He's working.
We called one of the Mac guys. Right?
My life.
What's the Geek Patrol, the Nerd Patrol, Geek Squad?
Yeah, but I figured I'll just end up having to go to the Mac store tonight.
My bad for giving me herpes on your laptop.
Oh man, it's got something on it. Definitely has something. But that's okay. We'll get it. We'll move on.
So what you're telling me is you don't have the scores.
No, I
don't. Make them up.
We will get back to Major League Baseball. A lot of afternoon baseball, including the Angels. They were up by 1 on Seattle in the 7th inning. It was 5-4. Trying to salvage one of these games against the first place M's up there. But it's a big week for sports. I mean, we're talking about the World Cup. It kicks off tomorrow as Russia will take on Saudi Arabia. The World Cup is in Russia. The United States will get it in 2026 in 8 years. Who can tell me in this room, where will the 2022 World Cup be?
Qatar, Qatar.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know my soccer. I know what's going on.
I'm kind of surprised it's going to be there.
Well, here's one thing I was a little concerned about. I think that it was awarded during when FIFA was going through a lot of controversy. A lot of scandal. Remember, there was a lot of payolas going on.
And there's still a lot of people with conspiracy theories that think that the only reason Qatar got it is because there's money switching hands somewhere behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it's in a weird part of the world. Isn't it near Dubai and those places?
The World Cup has never been in the Middle East. This will be the very first time.
It'll be really warm.
No, actually, you know what? And for the very first time, because the World Cup is usually sometime like the end of May through June. Sometimes it spills into July. This time, when it's in Qatar in 4 years, it's going to be like in December. It's going to be like around, I think, like towards Christmas.
So it won't be as hot. It won't be desert hot. But
no.
My only thing is, will they be ready by the time the next World Cup, shows up there in Qatar? Because they're going to have to need so many different venues. They're going to need stadiums. Well, 65 matches.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Because like here in the United States, you'd be like, okay, we'll play some games at the Rose Bowl. We'll play some games up in San Francisco.
Play some new games in the
AT&T Park.
New stadium.
Yeah, we'll play some in D.C. We'll play some in Philadelphia. We'll play some in Dallas and Houston. There's all these different places where you can play these World Cup games. Detroit's hosted games before. But in Qatar, you would have to think they're probably building this all from scratch. They got a ton of money. I don't think money's even an issue. They could probably do it. But what's kind of sad, and this goes back to a lot of the Olympic host cities, they build all these fantastic venues, and then the World Cup or the Olympics, they leave, and these venues aren't used anymore.
No.
Like, they're just in shambles. They're ghost towns.
Well, remember China, when they hosted the Olympics, all of those venues that they built, millions and millions of dollars, there was nothing made by China. China didn't profit from any of the Olympics whatsoever. In fact, they're still in the hole, and they're still paying for it. And it's not like China outside of Beijing. It's not a pleasant place to be. You figure the air quality is horrible. The way of life is horrible, and now they're still having the non-benefits of having an Olympics.
I've got a Chinese daughter, Lucy.
That's right.
From China. Hey, don't get me. They've got a lot of money. They do a lot of things well over there, but life is hard in China.
Yeah.
We've got it really well here.
And remember, in Brazil, in the last Olympic Games, there was all kinds of problems. They didn't profit from it. No one wants the Olympic Games, and I can see it somewhat being the same if you're the World Cup and going into these countries that will think they're going to make money and they want it to be on the center stage, but really, are they going to make the amount that will help their country and help the people around them?
Because Russia had the Olympics, and I think they went through a similar thing, right?
Yeah.
Was it Sochi? Remember,
Sochi. That's
if
right.
you already have the infrastructure, if you have stadiums and venues and places where you can do the World Cup or the Olympics in this case, great. But I don't know what Qatar's situation is. I know they have a ton of money over there, but they're probably going to have to build from scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's different. It's different from that place. And again, the World Cup's never been to the Middle East, and now it's going there for the first time. And also of note, so Qatar, they're going to have 32 teams in the World Cup. That's the traditional number. There's 32 in Russia. There'll be 32 in Qatar. But when the World Cup comes to the United States and Mexico and Canada, it's expanding. I think it's going to like 48 teams.
Wow.
That's why there's all these games. I think it's 40. I'll have to look it up, but it's growing.
Yeah, and having it here in North America, because really that's what it is. It's North America that's hosting the 2026. We have everything. So people will come to the United States. They will spend money, and every community that hosts one of these games is going to make money.
They absolutely will.
That's why it's always. I've always thought that you have the Olympic Games, or you have the World Cup, or you have these giant world venues. You should always have them in places that aren't going to suffer. I think the United States should host the Olympic Games darn near every year.
Probably do very well.
Yeah, I mean, or every 4 years, because it would be good. They're not going to put other people out of jobs.
Now, this is a joint bid for the World Cup with Canada and Mexico, but I don't have the cities in front of me, but I think Canada is, I want to say Edmonton, Montreal, and Toronto. And Mexico is, I think it's Mexico City, I think Guadalajara, I think there's one other one. But everything else is in the United States. Los Angeles has already been named as a host site. I think San Francisco is as well. But there's a ton of cities across the United States. So really the United States is doing all the heavy lifting. And then there's going to be a couple games in Canada and Mexico. So anyways, this year's World Cup 2018 in Russia all kicks off on Thursday against Russia and Saudi Arabia. That's a big deal. Also a big deal, the 118th playing of the U.S. Open. And we've got 4 local guys from the Inland Empire trying to knock off Tiger Woods and the rest of the field. Leading the way, Ricky Fowler, who just got engaged. We got Brendan Steele, the pride of Hemet High School and UC Riverside. Aaron Wise from Santiago. And also David Gazzolo, the dark horse, who just qualified for the U.S. Open, former Riverside Poly and UCR golfer. So we got 4 local guys, but maybe, Jeff, the best shot at winning it, holding off Tiger Woods and the rest of the field, might be the former Murrieta Valley Nighthawk, Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler? He's a shot, you think, huh?
I think he does. I think he does. In fact, Jeff, what a segue. Let's hear from Ricky Fowler. He talked to the media about the U.S. Open. It tees off tomorrow. So not only do we have the U.S. Open, we're going to have World Cup soccer. It's going to be like the best day ever. Well, if I go to Spoiled, then it'll be the best day ever. Get my oil changed, watch some golf and some soccer. I don't even know what's queued up to. Here's Ricky Fowler from Murrieta Valley.
You know, the last couple of days have been nice to get away from how busy the U.S. Open is. You know, obviously, practice rounds can take some time. Like I said, I think a big part of being ready for the week is being rested mentally and physically as well. So being able to go out and play and like I said, get away from the kind of the hectic scene of the U.S. Open, I think can be very beneficial. So we were at Friars Head yesterday, and I don't know, the highlight of my group, Joe, my caddy, he actually played kind of nice because I think he was pretty nervous playing with Tom Brady. And Jimmy Dunn, who's a legend in the golf world. I hope everyone got to see the special last night on Golf Channel. If you didn't, be sure to check it out. And Phil joined on the back nine, a teammate of his, Rob Mangini. So it was just a fun day with the guys hanging. My fiance Allison
happening now at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. The media.
All right, that was Ricky Fowler. He was addressing the media. It was a live press conference there from Shinnecock Hills in I think it's technically Southampton, New York. Very ritzy, very upscale. Anytime you say Hamptons,
it's the Hampton Five.
Yeah, there's a lot of money there. So Ricky Fowler, I mean, he's been in the mix at a lot of majors, and you can bet on Sunday he's probably going to be near the top of the leaderboard. We'll see if the Murrieta Valley Nighthawk can get the job done. So we'll be following that through the rest of the weekend. Through the weekend, we'll see if the IE can bring home a U.S. Open championship, one of golf's 4 major championships. All right, we are brought to you by our good friends at Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. I was there this morning. We are filming some brand new, very fresh training tips. You want to be explosive and faster and stronger? Man, he's going to teach you how to backpedal. If you're a defensive back, a basketball player, a soccer player, you need to know how to properly backpedal. If you don't, guess what's going to happen? They're going to run right past you.
And you won't play.
And you won't play. You're going to be on the bench. You'd be like, man, I should have went to Boost. Could have been the starter. I could have got a scholarship. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels. I saw little guys like 8, 9, 10 years old to college football players. They were all getting it done. Getting their grind on. What was this? Ray has a saying. Is it grind hard, stay solid? I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. It was on his t-shirt, but it's very inspirational. Made me feel better about myself. Made me want to train at Boost Performance Training. When we come back, Kobe Bryant says his Lakers team of 2000-2001 is the greatest ever.
They are.
They are?
Yes.
No, I think the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson teams are the best.
We'll talk about Kobe being Bryant, and hopefully, fingers crossed. We tried yesterday. We're going to try it again today. This guy is very, very busy. He could be a future Laker. He could be in the NBA. Cal Baptist University's big man, Callie Dioff. When we come back on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire. Man, they are a staple of the IE. We all grew up on Ken's. Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years with all your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, team sales. They can do it all, even for local businesses. Jeff, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just checking. You know what?
Are you back with us, Jeff?
I am back.
Are you back?
I am back. I was really stressed, guys. Let's just pull the curtain back here.
Were you stressed?
I was never been this stressed in my life. Holy cow! Because I have, you know, let's open the curtain here. You and I, we work on our stuff all day long.
All day long.
So that we have this show.
The live long day.
So I have my outline up here. I had all of my scores, all of my key points.
Lots of scores.
Lots of stuff on here.
Yeah.
And my computer went blank. It was nothing.
What?
It was nothing.
How does your computer go blank?
Well, it had a virus.
How'd you get a virus?
Greg.
Greg gave you a virus.
Greg gave me a virus. One of my closest friends in the world gave me a virus.
Listen, he is the nicest, most generous guy I know, but that's a little too far. He likes to give everyone everything.
Dude, he gave me a bad virus.
Yeah.
Like, I need a shot. I need a shot. My computer needs a good bath. and Greg Holla, we were, I'm being a big Angel fan. He's a Dodger fan.
But if
I'm trying to think he did it on purpose.
I can watch the Dodgers games all the time.
But if it's a virus, don't you just let it run its course?
No!
Is that what the doctors say?
And not on my computer. Not
Right?
when we're doing a
Just let it run
sports
its
show.
course. Just let it do it.
I'm ready. Bing, bang, boom, boom, boom. I'm ready to talk sports again. Let's do it.
What's the Angels score?
Angel score right now is... Hold on.
Oh, gotcha!
Oh, the Angels are up 6-5.
No, they aren't.
Yeah, they are. Malware.
6.
Oh, it is 6-6. What the heck?
You got a virus.
That's still a virus. Oh,
Got a
it's 6-5. For gosh sake, those darn Angel pitchers are horrible. I'm ready to fire all of them.
You hate your Angels. You hate viruses. It's been a rough day.
12 hits, man. 12 hits for both teams. 6-6. And we're going into the 9th, it looks like. But, man, alive, can we do something, Angels? Can you win in Seattle? Seattle's not supposed to be any good. They're
really good.
They don't have Ichiro anymore. They don't have Ken Griffey Jr.
No Jay Buhner. No Randy Johnson.
No.
None of those guys.
Man, beat these dang Seattle Mariners. I'm tired
And no
of
Robinson Cano. We've talked about this before. He was probably their best player, and he got hurt, and now all of a sudden they're great.
Didn't somebody get banned 100 games, too, for him? They've had all kinds of issues. Probably,
D. Gordon, like 2 years ago.
Okay, well, see, that was my malware. That was my malware.
I don't know. There was that guy.
Whatever.
Hey, speaking of the Seattle Mariners, didn't you have a Mariner at your wedding?
Yeah, I did. But yeah, but he was an angel though. He was an angel. He was also an angel.
But his best seasons
of the year.
Best seasons were with the Mariners.
Yes, I agree. Yes, but he did end up with the Angels. So yeah.
You had a Seattle Mariner at your wedding.
I also had a billionaire at my wedding. A billionaire.
Jeff's the guy who was like, man, I've got no luck. Like, everything bad happens to me. Really? What happened today? Oh, yes, I got a free coffee at Starbucks.
Hey!
And then this lady gave me a free loaf of bread. And hey, my buddy, did I tell you I'm friends with Shaq? He called me today. Yeah, Jeff, hey,
it's really hey. Hey. Guess what happened to Smetty Smed, wife of mine? This morning,
Sean Bradley or Jason Kidd called me.
No, she drove through Starbucks and she got a free coffee.
She did?
Yes.
Did she say, wow, Jeff, your luck is rubbing off on me?
No, listen, she hasn't listened to the show the last couple days. So she is not aware that I've been paying it forward. And remember, I didn't know that if somebody just buys you a coffee, that you're supposed to buy it for the person behind.
Pay it forward, yes.
Pay it forward. But
that's
see,
correct.
I was unaware of this. So this morning, I get a phone call from Smetty Smed on her way teaching summer school. And she goes, guess what, Jeff? I said, what, honey? She goes, I got a free coffee.
Luckiest day ever.
Yeah, she said the lady in front of me bought my coffee. And I said, you did buy the coffee for the person behind you, didn't you? And she said,
off, didn't
and
she?
she went, what? I said, how do you not know this?
What's wrong with the Gorham?
I said, man, I just got lambasted on the radio because I did not ever pay it back or pay it forward.
I think we need a
Man. Yeah, we're going to bring in like an etiquette expert on our show, and we're going to do some lessons live on the air.
Yeah, we need something. But she was all excited. I said, honey, tomorrow, or if you go to McDonald's, you go anywhere, you got to buy the person behind you something. She goes, what if it's a carload of people? I said, just say, I'm giving $5. Give
Towards the
something.
order, yeah.
But yeah, she got a free coffee. And she was so excited. She goes,
man, my lucky day. Can you believe this?
Yes.
And she drove off feeling great.
And I just told her, I mean, think about it. There's something's going on because we talked about this the last 2 days.
It happened to her.
It happened to her just as a happenstance. So yeah, she needs to pay it forward.
And I think it's commonplace, right? Like, I think most people know.
Apparently not, Pep. Apparently not.
I thought everyone knew about this. Man, you guys probably think, man, we're the luckiest family.
It's our jolly nature. That's what it is. It's our jolly
be.
nature. But yeah, honest to goodness, didn't have a clue I was supposed to do that. Now I'm aware of it. I've been handing out socks to everyone. I'm like that. I said,
as your way of paying it forward, socks everywhere.
Well, here's the deal. I feel bad that I did not pay it forward. I'm like the priest, the guy that's in Los Angeles. He has a funny name. It's like Mr. The dollar priest guy. He hands out $100 bills. He hands out $100 bills.
He does?
In the
Inner city?
the Mission District. He hands out
like Skid Row.
Yeah, gives out $100. So I'm kind of like the priest. I'm handing out socks.
But you have socks.
I've got a lot of socks.
He's
so
got
2 pairs.
He's got undies. You got socks.
Yes.
But
So-
it's kind of like the same thing.
If anybody's driving around and you can find our studio, I'll give you a couple pair of socks.
You'll
right
pay it
now,
forward.
I'll pay it forward. So if you're driving around in downtown Riverside and you want a free pair of socks, I'll give you a free pair of socks. Just know that I paid it forward. You got to give me something in return.
I think the real moral of this, you want something, you don't have to, no.
What do you mean?
Wait, hold
no?
on. I was about to jump on to the next thing, but you're
What
like,
do you
but
mean?
you have to give me something back.
No, I'm giving them something.
You've already got the free stuff. Now you're paying it forward to somebody else. Now they're going to pay it forward to someone else, not back to you.
Why not?
It's not like a game of ping pong. We're just
Why
like
is
back
it?
and forth.
Yes.
I give
Why
you free,
not?
you give me free. I give you no.
No, it doesn't work that way.
No,
For paying it forward, you don't get anything back.
Listen, here's the moral of the story.
What's
You want the real moral of the story?
Yes, please.
Don't go through a drive-through.
Never.
If you want food, just go in it, or a coffee, just go in and buy it.
Why?
Because that way you won't be caught in this predicament.
Oh, man.
If you go in and just order your coffee or your food, then I think more times than not you're going to be safe. But if you go through a drive-through, you're always playing the game of Russian roulette. It could be a pay-it-forward moment.
Well, all I know is it's very confusing, and this, I'm 47. My life is changing, but now I'm going to start paying it forward. I have free socks. Anybody wants free socks, hit me up. You got to show up, though.
Can they call or can they tweet you or maybe just wait outside the door for you?
If they tweet me, if they can find me, they get socks.
If they can find you, now you've turned it into a game.
Yeah, but I don't know how many socks I have left.
While supplies last.
While supplies last.
Oh, that's right.
That'll be
have
the
that disclaimer.
asterisk. That'll be the asterisk right there.
Is it one pair of socks per person?
Is it? I mean, doesn't it come in a pack of 2?
Yeah.
So they get 2 pair of socks.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
So a total of 4 socks. I have not.
Yeah, there's 2 in each thing.
I haven't. I should wear them tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
I gave all the good-looking ladies here in the office free socks.
You did?
Oh, yeah. They all love me.
You paid it forward.
I paid it forward to them, and I
So
winked
maybe
at
by
them.
you paying it forward last night, it came back to the Gorham family that quick.
You think it did?
Yeah, I seriously think it did.
But now Smetty.
And then your wife just drove off with a big smile on her
She
face.
did. She was so
And
excited.
the person behind her, it ended right there. The pay it forward moment ended.
I'm gonna pay it forward again. All right. I had to tell you.
That's a true story. That's all true.
All true. All true.
100%
That is true.
true.
100% true.
I mean, because we lie a lot.
Yeah, we
but
do.
That's 100% true. Fabricate. Embellish. Yes, Conissimo.
I have a question real quick. What was Jeff trying to look at when he got the virus on his phone?
The angel
on his computer?
The Angels.
So he was trying to find a live Angel feed, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
It just so happens if you search on Facebook MLB Live, it's the featured game on Facebook Live today. So it's just right there on Facebook.
Sure.
If you want to watch the Angels versus the Mariners right on Facebook. Safe as can be.
Listen, Jeff's middle name is not safe because he could go home. He could go home right now and watch Han Solo.
I can.
In his house.
I can.
So Jeff, you know what I mean? Like, he's not exactly a cautious guy in the first place. He'll be like, oh, this shady website looks okay. I'll click on this link.
Hey, I click on a lot of shady websites.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
So you can navigate through the dark web, right?
No, what's a dark web? I've never even heard that term.
Live in the dark
web. No. What's the dark web?
The dark web.
What is the dark web? Is that like porn?
It's beyond porn. It's the dark web.
No, there's nothing darker than porn. What are you talking about? I'm not. You can buy a kidney on the dark web.
I don't. Ask Greg Holler.
Is there? Is it like darkweb.com?
You can buy like a tiger. You can buy anything.
What do you mean?
You want a tiger?
Oh, I've had an alligator. I've had gators. Oh, I could buy a tiger. I want to. I want my own personal like ape. I want an ape. I want an ape in my backyard.
You know they're strong.
Not stronger than me. I'm 6'8", 280 pounds. There's not an ape alive that can hurt me, man. I'm very simian-like.
Very simian-like.
I just want to know how you find the dark web because that's the next thing we're doing on the commercial. But we're not going to use your computer. We're going to use your computer, not mine.
You're gonna use Greg.
Yeah, we're not using mine ever. Greg, don't ever look. Don't look at my computer ever again. In fact, it's my computer's kind of sad when you stare at it.
Don't even look in this direction. All right. So the Lakers.
All right.
So Greg Hollis showed me something.
No.
There I was minding my own business. Greg Hollis like, hey, look at this. Click on this. No, but this was legit.
Yeah.
So Kobe Bryant, was that Instagram or Twitter? It was the gram. Kobe Bryant said his Lakers team from 2000-2001, so the 2001 NBA champions, with Shaq, better than any other team in NBA history. They would stack up with any other team. It doesn't matter. Michael Jordan's team and the Bulls, Magic Johnson, the Lakers, Spurs. Doesn't matter. Larry Bird and the Celtics. Does not matter. That 2001 NBA title that Kobe and Shaq won with the Lakers, that team was better than any other team in NBA history. Is he right?
Yes.
Can we get the roster?
They would have been hard pressed. Let's see if I can get my roster up here.
Can you...
what year is that?
Can you safely Google, Jeff, or are you going to be blocked?
2000. Okay, you look at that one. I'm going to pull up the one I think is even better.
Oh, wow.
Yes. All right, hold on here. Keep talking.
I'm just waiting for those pop-ups.
Oh, damn it! No, I'm joking.
Okay. Because Kobe Bryant, and you know him, he's not bashful, and he has no problem being bold and putting stuff out there on social media. So he said that. He said he thinks his team would stack up with any other NBA champion of all time, including the Golden State Warriors. Even though this year's Warriors team that won the title, I feel like it's probably their weakest Warriors team that won the title. But they still got it done, so don't get me wrong. They're still the NBA champions. But Kobe said this year's Warriors team, Spurs, you pick it, man. They were the best, the 2001 Laker champions.
I would have to venture to say that the 86-87 Lakers roster would have beat the roster of Kobe Bryant.
Do you have both of them in front of you?
I have both, yes.
Okay, so first let's do Kobe's 2001 NBA championship team, because obviously the big names were Kobe and Shaq, but who were the other guys?
Okay, here we go. At point guard in 2001, Derek Fisher.
Uh-huh.
Shooting guard, Kobe Bryant. Shooting forward, Rick Fox.
Okay.
Ho Grant at power forward.
Horace Grant was the power forward
on
that team?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was great on. Remember, he was really good for the Lakers. Yeah.
Okay, keep
going.
going.
And center, Shaquille O'Neal.
Who are some of the key bench guys? Does it list like who might be on the bench that played significantly?
Yes. Oh, yes. Brian Shaw.
Okay.
Devin George.
Okay.
Robert Horry. Tyronn Lue, coach of the Cavs.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't very good.
And Mark Madsen.
That's not a very good bench.
No. Shall I give you the team I think is better than Kobe
Okay, now let's
Bryant?
hear the 86 Lakers.
86-87 at center. Let's compare these two rosters, if we can here. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, they cancel each other out.
No, they do not. Well, for the sake of the argument, we'll say yes.
Okay, because I'm thinking in my head, by position, who has better players?
Power forward, Horace Grant or James Worthy.
James Worthy.
There we go. Okay, at point guard, Derek Fisher. At point guard,
Not even close.
Irvin Magic Johnson.
Magic.
All right, then we're going to say Michael Cooper.
Okay. Shooting guard, right?
Shooting guard, Byron Scott. Let's go Byron Scott's the shooting guard. He was a starter on that team.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, Byron Scott, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe wins that one.
Kobe wins that one.
Obviously.
Okay, so we've gone to Michael Cooper, James Worthy, Michael Thompson, Byron Scott. Kurt Rambis came off the bench.
Wait, who was did you do the small forward, the three?
The small forward would have been Michael Cooper, probably. Remember, they started three guards. That was the Showtime. That was running gun.
It was Rick Fox.
Rick Fox was not on that team. Rick Fox was part of the
no, I'm saying okay, so the 86
yes,
small forward was Michael Cooper. Is that what you just said?
Kurt Rambis, Michael Cooper, Michael Thompson.
Okay, and then the 2001 would have been Rick Fox or like Devin George. They cancel each other out.
Yes.
So the centers cancel each other out. The threes, the small forwards cancel each other out. Kobe's better for the 2001, but
James Worthy,
the power forward and the point guard, significantly better for the 86 Lakers.
86 Lakers are the best team to ever assemble in the NBA.
You're right. They're a lot better.
Yes.
A lot better than Kobe.
And I love Kobe Bryant. I loved watching those teams that he had.
They would have beat Kobe and Shaq.
And the dominance with Powell and Kobe Bryant.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I've always said that the 86 team is the best team ever to play basketball.
All right, we got to take a break because our schedule revolves around the great Jim Clover.
It does.
It is what it is. Jim Clover, the medical expert in the Inland Empire, we're calling him the injury guru? Is that his new title?
The Guru of Injury.
The Guru of Injury.
Yes.
Is that really? Sounds like a bad guy on Scooby-Doo
He is
or
the
something.
Guru of Injury.
He's going to join us next. We're trying to better understand what is going on with Shohei Ohtani. We're going to ask him about Clayton Kershaw. All these significant, big-time, high-profile players are injured. I don't know anything about injuries in the medical field. We're going to ask him.
I want to ask him about Ryu, the meat off the bone of his groin.
Meat off the bone, man.
That's gross. I can't wait to ask him.
We come back. Jim Clover helping us make sense of the Halos and the Dodgers injuries. It's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show, on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
And it would have been mine if it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
Inland Empire sports fans turn to the Inland Sports.
the best. Do you hear me? I win the races and I get the money.
Ricky, finish the damn grace.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We are always proudly brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. They've got weekly specials, and you know you're going to save thousands of dollars every single time you go to Catalano Motors. And right now, if you mention the Inland Sports Show at Catalano Motors, you will get $500 off. You can't beat that. You can't beat that with a stick.
$500. I'm going to go buy a fleet. I told you. I'm going to buy 12 cars. I'm going to get 2 free.
That's right. You keep buying the cars.
Because, I have a giant garage.
Huge.
I can put 4 cars.
You had a Seattle Mariner and a billionaire at your wedding.
Billionaire?
Very fancy.
Yeah, very, very fancy.
I've got a Nintendo Switch and a Keurig. Like, I thought I was fancy.
You have a Keurig? Oh, that's so yes. I have an Nespresso. Because George Clooney owns it, and I love George Clooney. Who doesn't love George Clooney?
This guy. I don't.
What do you mean you don't love that? How can you not love Cloon Dog?
Best friends with Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yeah, Brad Pitt, and then all the rest of the Oceans guys.
He gave his best friends $1 million tax-free.
What?
You didn't know that?
The Cloon
Dog?
Yeah.
Cloon?
Yeah, he invited his best friends individually to his house, and he had a briefcase just for being his friend. He gave him $1 million.
Wow.
So you got to pay your
Hey,
that's paying it forward. Though.
That's really paying.
That's
seriously,
paying it
Greg,
forward.
if you gave me, if seriously, you gave me $1 million. Yeah. All I know is this. Hey, you gave me a virus early in the show. This is what's going to happen. Anytime you're at a drive-thru, you better look who's behind you. Because if you see me right behind you, you better pay that sucker forward.
You're going to order a huge meal.
Yeah.
Hey, better you than.
The cops. The cops.
There he is.
It's got to be, right?
Yes.
Let's right now go to the spoiled, quick quality oil change celebrity hotline. He's a dear friend of the show. In fact, we broke bread last night with this guy. It's the great Jim Clover. He is the guru of injury.
Guru of injury.
Jim, how are you doing?
I'm all right, man. How you guys doing?
Oh, to be honest, Jeff just had a computer virus. But
I know, I heard that.
Yeah.
Did you get some Kleenex?
Yeah, it definitely. I got a shot right in the top of my computer, and it works fine now.
It was
he has to do it off the top of his head. That's what he does all the time anyhow.
It was a very serious situation.
The biggest thing is make sure he doesn't ruin the story with the truth.
Yes.
We don't want the truth to slip in there.
No.
But, Jim, listen, we're trying to make sense of some of these injuries to our favorite players here, especially Major League Baseball. So we're talking about Shohei Ohtani and the Angels. I don't even know what a UCL is. I know it's in your elbow, and I know it could be serious. They're holding off on this Tommy John surgery, hoping he can just rehab with the, what do they call it, the plasma-rich injections.
PRP, yeah.
So what is that?
Yeah, the idea behind it, a ligament goes from bone to bone. So once the ligament's stretched, it never goes back to where it was before. So the idea behind the PRP is to try to get to regenerate itself all over again. That's the quest. The hassle is once you get it to a certain point, you got to fix it. It's not going to go back. And you got to think that guy's doing, 100-some miles an hour? The stress on his the inside of his elbow has got to be unbelievable. And he's been doing this for a while.
Well, we had Trent Rush on. He's an Angels reporter from AM 830, and he said yesterday there's a chance that these injections can help him to a point where he could return to the team, but maybe not pitch. He can just hit. Is that a scenario that medically speaking, like he could be able to swing a bat, but not necessarily throw a baseball 100 miles per hour?
Oh, heck yeah! Because there's not the stress on the elbow, on the medial side of the elbow, unless he's throwing that bat at the pitcher or something. But no, I mean, it's just day and night. Joke. The biggest thing is they don't want to have this thing and then keep it for this year, screws them up for the years to come. Because even the people that have this surgery in the Major League Baseball, only like 25% of them don't come back.
But a lot of them do, right? I know there's several pitchers who've had multiple.
Do.
TJ, yeah.
Now, has it gotten better? Has the surgery gotten better? Obviously, since Tommy John. I think it was Curlin and Job, the clinic.
Yeah, Job did it.
Yeah. Has it gotten that much better? I remember there was always rumors that it was a cadaver ligament, but they actually take it out of your wrist, don't they?
Yep, that's one of the places they can take it. Absolutely, they just make a new one. The thing that's so weird about it now is you get these kids that are younger getting it, and for some reason they think also that that it's going to go ahead and make them pitch better too.
Yeah, there's some reports out there that there are some young high school kids age that they're electing to have the surgery before they're even injured. Have you heard about this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they'll find some doctor who needs a car payment, and they'll do it.
That's true.
Now,
that's very true.
Now, since there are so many injuries, and it seems like it's an unnatural motion, I know there's a couple people that have been gurus of pitching that have tried to change the pitching motion. Do you ever see a day that the injuries are going to be so many that we have a guy that comes in and they change the pitching motion?
Well, here's the deal, Jeff. These guys are doing it year-round now. So they have winter ball, spring ball, summer ball. They got to cool down, and they got to play a different sport. Everybody knows that it's too much, but everybody wants their time. You know, the winter coach wants it the winter, the spring coach wants it spring. They're just tearing kids down. They can't last. It's impossible.
We got Jim Clover on. We're calling him the guru of injury. Is that right, Jeff?
The guru of injury.
Nobody knows injuries like Jim Clover.
No. I have a couple. I have one more question, and it has to do with Dodger pitcher Ryu. He had a growing strain earlier this year that was torn off the bone of his groin.
Yeah, that sucks. That's an avulsion fracture. That's going to take 6 weeks to heal.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely ridiculous, and I can never eat Kentucky Fried Chicken again because every time I see it, I'm going, oh, that's Ryu's injury. What kind of recovery time do you have for that, and does that require surgery for the most part?
Well, it depends on how much of the bone it pulls off. Most times not. But what you have to understand, it's a avulsion fracture. That means the bone pulls off from the groin, from the bone, pulls off completely.
Oh, that just sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the thing, what happens is baseball guys, they sit around a lot, so they don't have a lot of time to warm up in between innings, and so he's tight, and then he goes out there and runs, and he takes off running really fast, and then boom, it's done. So it's a hard sport to stay warm in.
Jim, let me also ask you about Clayton Kershaw because he was banged up and then he came back and now I guess they're calling it like a lower back strain, but he's had back issues in the past. Man, I just obviously I'm not a medical expert. You're obviously our expert, our injury guru here. But when you deal with the back, isn't that always like a touchy issue? Like if you make them return to the field a little bit too early. It could set you back even farther. I mean, what's the deal, and how delicate do you have to tread when you're dealing with a back injury?
Well, the take home with a back injury is it's pretty simple to understand. If the back hurts in the back, that's muscle. If the back has pain that refers down the legs, then it's nerve. Then you got disc and everything else going on. So that's a diagnosis that you can take home with you. That if you have somebody and he says it's just in his back, we'll do some things, all kinds of stuff to make that better. But then if he starts to have it refer down, that means he's got the nerve pinch, he's got disc going on, he's got all kinds of other problems.
Yeah, you'd rather, it sounds like keep it muscular, obviously, than affecting your spine and, like you said, the nerves and all the other stuff that goes with it.
Yeah, well, that's the other problem that gets in with the elbow, too. If his fingers start going numb on the inside, that means he also got the ulnar nerve. And so it's a real delicate thing between, let's try to get him play and let's keep him healthy.
Now, you've dealt with I'm sure you have dealt with many pitchers over your career and injuries. When guys have arm injuries, do they happen to sometimes compensate and hurt other parts of their body because they are worried about
Absolutely. Jeff, you sound like a genius.
That's the first time we've ever heard that.
Wow.
Wow, that was unbelievable. That's 100% right. They blew up their elbow. That could also, they start to compensate one way, and that hurts their back, their hip. Everything goes south. That's when you got to get somebody good in there on the mechanics.
That sounds like Clayton Kershaw to a T.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Well, we can't wait for someone else to get hurt because we're going to have the injury guru back on the show. Jim Clover, we love you. You know that, right?
All right, man. You guys take care.
All right. See you, Jim.
See you, Jim.
Man, Jeff the genius.
Boom!
Wow. Man, your day, mic drop. Your day turned around in a 360 so dramatically. You went from having a virus, your worst day ever, to be calling the genius.
God, man, I would tell you what, man, I was burning, things were hurting, and then all of a sudden, boom, clear-headed. Stephen Kono comes in, gives me a shot. I'm still really mad at Greg, though. Greg and I, man, we're gonna beef right after this. He and I, we're gonna go roll around, and we're gonna.
You are?
Yeah, we're gonna go roll around in the parking lot. We're not gonna fight. We're just gonna roll around and have fun with each other. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm getting him.
Jim Clover's the best.
Yeah, he is good. He's palpated every part of my body, every single part of my body,
every
single part. He has been in there and rubbed things. The guys made me collapse and pass out. But one of my good friends and enjoy seeing him. He's going to have knee replacement surgery.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
like right around the 4th of July, wasn't it?
He's going to be like Steve Austin. Do you remember Steve Austin?
Stone Cold?
No! The $6 million man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Texas Rangers.
No, we're talking about the $6 million man. He can run faster, throw farther, and he might be able to even see better.
Like a robot. Like a cyborg.
Like Steve Austin, the $6 million man.
When we come back, we're going to talk more soccer. We got the official announcement of the World Cup. It's coming to the United States in 2026. Also, do you guys want to hear from John Gruden? The Raiders are in minicamp. The Patriots aren't. They shut it down, but the Raiders are back.
I always want to hear from John Gruden.
Sound like Jack Nicholson.
Kind of, yeah.
yeah. Jeff's a genius. We'll be right back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Do you know who I am?
No, I can't say that I do.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
People know me.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
Inland Empire. Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
It's like a brand new day around here. Like, Jeff's a different guy right now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you were just called a genius. Everything is going great.
I was really, it's been an up and down show for me, buddy. It's been an up and down show.
You and your little baby soda over there.
I got injured. There's a thimble. I have a thimble full of soda. It's a thimble full.
You like buy them at the baby store? Like Babies R Us or where?
No. I'm going to tell you the story on this because I love soda more than anyone. Right? We know that.
Anything or anyone.
Yes. I mean, my children, I'd sell them for a big gulp. I would. But no, I saw these little cans of soda.
What is that 4 ounces or what size is that?
It says 7.5 ounces.
Wait, isn't the regular one just 8?
No, it's 12.
So a regular can is 12 ounces?
Yeah, so it's just a little small, a little bit bigger than half.
Okay.
But for one, it makes me feel bigger than I am. So when I grab it, I feel like a giant. I feel like a giant. And 2, I don't drink as much. So when I go home, if I have a hunkering or a hankering for a soda, I just get a little can. And then my kids still think I'm bigger than they are. And then I told them the other day, they said, "Dad, you're a giant." And I go, "Yeah, look at this little can of Coke." And they thought it was the normal size. But no, I'm trying to curb my eating and dietary habits because I'm tired of being bulky. But I have lost a little bit of weight, if you can't tell.
Have you?
I'm slimming. I've been going out. Tonight I'm gonna go on a hike. I'm gonna go on a hike probably for a good 2 hours when I get home. It'll be dark when I get in. I'm gonna have my 5-year-old. He'll be asleep the second we get back. Oh, it's gonna be a great night.
Just a regular nature guy.
And then I'm gonna enjoy probably a hefty meal because I'm gonna be
because you worked it. I mean, that's a lot of calories you're burning out there.
And then I'll probably have a martini and then go right to sleep. There you go. That's the highlight of my
baby soda.
Stop making fun of my baby soda.
It's a little baby soda.
Let me hide it behind my small cup of water.
We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change every 3,000 or 5,000 miles. Get your oil change, people. Come on. You know you need to do it. Spoiled off of Alessandro Boulevard. All right, so we just told you the Halos lost. They lost to Seattle. The Mariners won on a walk-off home run, 8-6, a 3-game series sweep for first place Seattle. Greg, I'm going to play something over here. This looks like, because usually we play the home run call from the play-by-play guys, right?
Yes.
This almost looks like video from just behind the backstop of someone just filming this play. Mitch Haniger with a walk-off 2-run shot for the M. And it sounded like this moments ago up in Seattle. Yep. Sounds about right. So Haniger with a 2-run walk-off shot as the Halos get swept by first place Seattle. It's going to sting a little bit.
It stings because the Angel offense, I mean, they put up 6 runs and they get beat. They give up 4 runs in the last 3 innings. And the pitching staff is abysmal right now. The middle relief, closers. The closers don't even get a chance to close because the middle relief is killing them. Their offense is fantastic. You got Mike Trout, who's hit 4 home runs in the last 3 games. Ridiculous.
Yeah, he had a great series.
Albert Pujols is playing out of his mind, too. It's just the fact that you don't want to lose Mike Trout. You've got such a good offense. They've got to do something here before the trade deadline. They got to get some arms in there. They got to do it soon, or it's going to get away really quick because the American League West is tougher than anybody right now. With Houston, Seattle, the Angels.
That's a tough division.
Hey, and then you have Texas and Oakland. I mean,
they're not bad.
Every team is above 500 except for one. So that's a tough
top to bottom. It's the best division in baseball
right now. Yes,
you can make a case. I mean, the American League East is top heavy with the Red Sox.
Yeah, they're the only 2 that are worth a damn in that entire division.
It's top heavy.
Yes, very much so.
All right, so the Halos lost. In our next segment, when we wrap things up for Quakes baseball, we'll talk more about the Major League Baseball scores from this afternoon. We'll also take a look at the Dodgers lineup. But going back to the World Cup, because again, there's 2 things everyone's talking about right now. The World Cup coming back to the United States in 8 years, 2026, which is crazy. It just sounds weird to say 2026. Like, I feel like I should be flying up in the air. There's going to be like Back to the Future kind of stuff, right? Like hoverboards and all that nonsense, flying cars. 2026, it's coming back to the United States, Canada, and Mexico. We will host the World Cup. Everyone's talking about that. They're talking about the U.S. Open coming starting tomorrow at Shinnecock in New York, Southampton. And also the fact that LeBron James, where is he going to end up? His son enrolling in school in Los Angeles. Is that a sign? Are the stars aligning for LeBron James to come back where his wife may want to come or start a Hollywood career or whatever his hidden agenda might be?
Well, they talk about the dog days of summer. The dog days of summer this year are going to be pretty darn good, if you ask me.
Well, LeBron's going to make it fun. And we got the World Cup for several weeks. It all starts tomorrow with Russia and Saudi Arabia. So before we dive into all the action of this year's World Cup, here was the announcement from FIFA announcing that, again, it's not just the United States, it's Mexico and Canada as well. 3 countries, joint bid, and here was the official announcement as we beat out Morocco for the World Cup.
So we have a winner for the 2026 FIFA.
Wow.
They're corrupt just like FIFA. Look, did Greg touch that computer over there? I think he did.
Here we go. The member associations of Canada, Mexico, and USA have been selected by the FIFA Congress to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Thank you.
What they don't, okay, I'm watching the video of this. It's kind of, picture the like the Academy Awards when they have like the finalists, you know what I mean? Like, and for Best Actor, this guy, they have a shot of him. This guy, and the camera goes to the next guy, and it shows like the 4 or 5 finalists. So they've got the U.S., Mexican, Canadian delegation sitting there, and on the other side they have a whole group from Morocco. That was the country we beat out.
Yeah, who wants to play golf or not golf? Who wants to play soccer in Africa?
Well, that's the thing. That's what I thought. I'm like, wait, did Morocco really think they were going to get it?
Did Morocco move like all of a sudden and it's in a beautiful, lush place?
I've never been to Morocco. I know it's on the northern tip of Africa. But listen, are you going to tell me Morocco would be a better situation than the United States?
No!
Than the glory of the Rose Bowl? I mean, come on.
They're going to play in this brand new stadium, this new NFL stadium that holds 100,000 people. It's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm going to count the days. It's a lot of days. But I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna whittle a little notch, a little notch in my wall until 2026, and we are gonna have the World Cup here.
Yeah, I think they would play maybe in that new Rams stadium, right?
Yeah, the new NFL stadium,
or the Rose Bowl, or both. I mean, who knows?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that they could even use the home. Is it the Home Depot Center still?
Yes.
They could use that. They can use the new stadium that they just built in Exposition
for LAFC.
I mean, there's a lot of places that are catered to these. I mean, you can have the smaller countries play in these venues and fill them up.
Well, when the camera went to Morocco and the people representing Morocco there at the big announcement for FIFA, they were devastated.
They were?
Yeah. But again, I'm like you, Jeff. Wait, did they really think they were going to get it?
Well, FIFA,
I know I'm being
corrupt.
I think the term is ethnocentric. Like, I think the United States is just best, right?
It is.
I'm like, did they really think they were going to beat out the United States, Canada, and Mexico to host the World Cup? We're talking about Morocco.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, every time I think Morocco, you know what I think of? Remember,
I'll tell you what I think of.
Indiana Jones, when he's about ready to eat that fig. Remember, the monkey eats the fig and dies.
Is that Morocco?
That's Morocco.
Oh, I love that. That's a great Indiana Jones.
So I am picturing, like, seriously, walking through the dirt streets and all those people carrying stuff on their heads and monkeys eating figs. That is the Morocco I see, and I do not want to go watch soccer there because I'd be scared to death.
Don't eat a fig.
No, don't eat figs in Morocco.
But the United States can't even make the World Cup, so wouldn't you think that Morocco has a bigger fan base overall in the continent of Africa than just the United States alone? There's not really there's a market here, but it's not nearly as big as the other 3 sports.
I disagree because we discussed earlier in the show before my computer took a poop. 24 million people across the United States play soccer.
But we got to make them fans. They got to be into it and get to know these American stars like who play for the U.S. national team. And I remember when the World Cup was here in '94. And again, I was way into soccer at the time. I knew all the guys on the national team. I could tell you the starting lineup, who was the goalkeeper.
You did?
I could tell you the whole thing, and they were on Snickers commercials. They were all over TV. Like, it was such a big deal. I'm hoping it's going to be the same way in 8 years, that we're going to see these guys all over commercials, all over TV, all over the internet. Like, they're going to be household names. I'm hoping, but I don't know.
Hey, I just bought a box of cereal yesterday.
Okay.
They're called Oreos. Brand new box of cereal. No joke, that's what they're called.
Okay.
And on the back of my box, I had 4 United States soccer players trading cards.
Did you know who they were?
Not a clue. But the cereal was fan-freaking-tastic. My kids loved it.
They taste like Oreos?
They're Oreos. They're Oreos. Those are the circles. And they were fantastic. But yes, I was looking at it, they had 4 soccer players representing the U.S. You couldn't name one of them.
I love this stat. In fact, we should probably tweet this out because we're on to this first. We were talking about the fact that why the United States, we have, I don't know, close to 100 million people in this country. 24 million kids are playing soccer, but we can't make the World Cup. And a country like Iceland is in the World Cup. They are the Cinderella, the feel-good story of this World Cup. What did you say, Jeff? Iceland has
340, no, it's almost 350,000 people
in the whole country.
Yes.
The whole country of Iceland. How many does the city of Riverside have?
343,000.
We're basically the same place population-wise.
We are 2 high schools.
Just Riverside, not the IE.
We are
the city of Riverside.
We are 2 high schools. If you take 2 high schools and you took all the student body and took them out, or you put them back in, that's the amount, the difference between the two.
That's
crazy. Hey, 325.7 million people in the United States.
325?
That's just the census, too.
What did I say, 100 million? I was close.
Yeah, so close.
I was really close. People are having babies out there.
I had a question, and this has been plaguing me because we talked about soccer at the beginning of the show, and I've thought about this throughout the show, and I'm kind of a genius today right now.
Well, you've been called one. You've been called a lot of things, and now genius.
Genius is one of those things, so that will be my moniker. Are there any current U.S. players playing in the top division in Europe? Like the...
Clint Dempsey was, but he's in MLS now. I think he's with Seattle, I want to say.
So we're talking the top soccer leagues in Europe, South America. Aren't there? Isn't it?
Who's the midfielder? Michael Bradley? Michael Bradley might be somewhere over there. But I think he might be in MLS,
how about
too.
Our goalie guy?
We don't have a good goalie guy.
We did. We had a bald guy.
He's in MLS, though.
Tim Howard?
Yeah. Is he not overseas?
He might have been. No, actually, he was. He was overseas for a little bit with Chelsea or one of the EPL
Have we ever
teams.
had an American player dominate overseas?
Clint Dempsey was pretty good. Josie Altidore is another pretty good one. Landon Donovan played overseas.
But did he play at the top level, or was he kind of a minor league guy?
I think he played in the Bundesliga in Germany, and I think he was with Everton in the English Premier League. So, I mean,
if you're in the English Premier League, do you have to be from England for the most part?
No.
So if you're playing
all
for
over
Man
the world,
U,
players from
Chelsea,
Africa, Europe, Asia,
no
South
Americans,
America, doesn't matter.
No Americans.
There's a couple. Like I said, Clint Dempsey. Tim Howard was a goalkeeper who played over there.
I got a few. I just don't know if I can pronounce their names.
Let's do this.
It's actually by Bleacher Report, the top 10 American soccer players currently abroad.
Hey, that's perfect.
Sacha Klitschton?
Yep.
Southern California, but he played for Chivas.
See?
We have Oguchi
Onyewu.
Onyewu.
Big center defender. He was the fullback for the United States national team. For Oguchi Onyewu. Yep.
AC Milan.
Yep.
Steve Cherundolo.
Yep, he's good.
Who else do we got? Maurice Edu.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Not Freddie Edu.
Is his brother?
No.
Any relation?
No, he's pretty good, though.
For Toronto SC, Josie Altidore.
Yeah, Josie Altidore. That's my guy.
Oh, he played. Yeah, okay, we mentioned him. Michael Bradley mentioned him.
Michael Bradley.
Carlos Bocanegra.
Pretty good. He's been around a while.
He played for Fulham. Brad Friedel.
Oh, Brad Friedel.
There's a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
See,
Brad Friedel.
For Tottenham.
No, but I mean, these guys played overseas, but they're not like
They're not
stars. You know, they're not stars.
Clinton Dempsey for Fulham.
Clint Dempsey was actually pretty good over there.
Tim Howard played for Everton.
Yeah.
And that's it.
See? So, I mean, there's some guys.
But none that are like superstars. We're not having the Messis or the Ronaldos.
Landon Donovan was the closest thing we had to something like that. The closest we had.
Now, Landon Donovan, isn't he still playing? Isn't he playing in Mexico?
Did he ever play? Like, I thought that was like a publicity stunt where he just got like a jersey and they said they signed him.
But he had something to do with like ownership or something.
Leon or someone in Mexico. I don't know. But he's done playing.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, we're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to make way for Mike Lindskog. He's going to take over your airwaves all night long as the Quakes battle for first place.
And he's going to be on with Chappie, his buddy Chappie.
Chappie Chap.
Chappie Chap and Skoggy Skog.
Chappie Chap and Skoggy Skog, the Skog dog. We'll get you set for Quakes baseball. Let's take a look at those Major League Baseball scores from this afternoon and my favorite part of the show, the Dodgers lineup. We'll be back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
So how you guys doing? My name is Coach Ray Bass. We're here at the Boost Performance Center today, and here with the one and only Pep Fernandez, and we're going to go over a real basic vertical jump, all right? We're going to teach you guys the technique and its progression. This is a great drill for really any sports, really emphasizes pure power production through the hips, and power is really important for basically any type of athlete, whether you're a football player, track, soccer, basketball. You know, we all want to be powerful, strong athletes, so we're going to go over that today. All right, so first things first, I'm going to have Jacob go ahead and stand with his feet underneath his hips. So you want to have your toes pointed forward. You want your feet to be about hip width, all right? He's going to have his shoulders flexed, all right, in front of his body. So his arms up in front. Okay, now, the most important part here is what's called a counter movement. And what that is I'm going to throw my shoulders back into extension, all right? I'm going to flex my hips, all right? So the shoulders are going to be flexed, and the hips are going to, the shoulders are going to be extended, and the hips are going to be flexed, all right? And then we follow that up with shoulder flexion and hip extension. It's got to be really fast, all right? So right now, I'm just going to show you the first phase of that. So Jacob, I want you to drop your hips into flexion. I want you to throw your arms back into extension when I say go. Ready? Go. Right there. So come up. That's the most important movement there. So after that, it's the landing, all right? So we want to get as high as we can. As I go up, I want to extend through my hips, through my knees, I want my toes pointed up. And when we land, I'm going to land back into that hip flexion, arms extended, and I want to stick the landing, all right? So we're going to go over it now. So now we're going to actually jump here, Jacob. I want to see that counter movement. Go ahead and walk a little bit closer to the hurdle here. We're going to extend on the way up. As we elevate, extend through the hips and the knees, stick the landing, throw the arms into extension. Here we go. Ready? On you.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
I thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
How you guys doing? Ray Bass here again at Corona High with the Corona High football program with the one and only Pep Fernandez. Today's boost training tip, it's all about top end speed, getting our knees up. We're talking about the A-run. Come see what it's all about. Okay, so we're working on right now, you can call it top end speed, absolute speed, max speed. Really all that means is that we're opening up our stride, getting our knees up. And one of the things we like to emphasize here is that cyclical action with the legs. So with the A-run, all we're doing is pulling our heel to our butt, stepping over and around the opposite knee, and it's all about turnover. We want to get as many reps as we can. So Jake's going to go ahead, he's going to jog to the hash, and then he's going to hit a nice and quick A-run all the way to the opposite hash. Here we go, ready? And go. Jog, 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 hit. Heel to the butt, toes up, over and around, over and around, over and around, over and around. Nice, very nice, very nice. So as many reps as you can here. You always want to have emphasize getting your knees up, getting that cyclical action. The A-run. If you're not doing it, you better be doing it. And we do it right here at Boost.
Hi.
Is Grandma there?
No, she's getting her hair done.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. This is it. We're going to wrap things up because we love LA and we love everyone out there in the Inland Empire. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire. They've got all your sports equipment. They've got Letterman's jackets. They can do big team sales, maybe for your company too. They can do it all. Embroidery, Letterman's jackets. Did I mention the Letterman's jackets? KenSportingGoods.com out there in Norco, right off the 15 freeway. Turn on Hamner. It's right there. You can't miss it. It's a local icon. It's going to be a historical spot when it's all said and done. They're going to build a museum, probably, in that place. In that place. They should.
They should.
You know, of all the great athletes and coaches that probably walk through those doors, think about it.
Yeah.
You guys laugh at me. It's going to be a museum one day. I'll be the curator. I'll give tours at Ken Sporting Goods. I will. I'll be the docent. I will be the docent. I will greet you at the door. I will walk you around. I will show you where all the great people, athletes and coaches, everyone went to Ken Sporting Goods. Everyone's been there.
I was there as a young boy.
I'm very excited. See? What? Hey, guys, and over in this corner, Jeff Gorham bought a pair of Nike Air Flights. The year was 1991.
Wow.
He was all CIF. Was that 91?
No, I was already a sophomore. That's okay.
It was the year was 1989. He got some Nike Air Flights, and then he got some super short shorts right on this wall, and he added a blue and white wristband to go with his navy blue headband that he wore around his head for the Ramona Rams.
And he spilled a drink right there on the floor. That is the coffee.
I will be the docent when they make Ken Sporting Goods a historical landmark, a museum. You guys laugh it up. That's what I'm going to. You want to pick up popcorn at Disneyland?
Yes.
I want to be the docent at the Ken Sporting Goods Museum one day.
Awesome.
Welcome back to the show. We love you guys out there. We're going to have your Major League Baseball scored in just a moment. The Angels did lose to the Mariners.
Dang it.
What was the score, 8-6? You got the scores, right, Jeff? We don't have a virus anymore.
No. Yeah, we lost 8-6.
So the Halos lost. The Dodgers are playing tonight against the Rangers. I'm going to have their starting lineup in just a second. But I should say this. Here's something really cool. And I know Mike Linskog, he's going to love this. So it's the Storm against the Quakes tonight for first place in the Cal League South Division, right? Huge game tonight down there in Lake Elsinore North the Diamond. Well, get this.
I'm getting it.
The Dodgers. You got it all right. You got the virus.
I got it.
You got the computer virus.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are sending Rich Hill to the mound tonight for Rancho Cucamonga.
They are?
Rich Hill getting the start for the Quakes.
I want to go watch.
Wait, hold on. Everyone just hold on. Stop what you're doing. If you're sitting in traffic, you can't go anywhere anyways.
Just stop anyways.
So the Quakes will have Rich Hill of the Dodgers tonight.
Okay.
The Storm, they're going to have Padres right-hander Joey Lucchesi. Padre versus Dodger. First place on the line. It doesn't get any bigger than this. You guys aren't even fired up. I'm the only one fired up?
No, I'm fired up.
Go play with your socks.
Hey, 6 All-Stars were named from the Quakes. 6.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, see, I've been listening to Skog and Chappy Chap. I've been listening to them on the way home. They're good guys.
Is that what they go by, Greg? Chappy Chap?
They do in my house.
Skog.
They do in my house.
All those guys.
I never get a. You know what? I listen to them every single game, and I never get a shout out.
Never?
No.
They gave me a shout out.
Why the heck are they giving me one? I am Skoggy Skog.
Because you never paid it forward.
I paid it forward with socks. In fact, I might drive over and give them some socks.
Tell them. If I give you guys some free socks, will you give me a shout out?
Are they on Twitter? I don't know if they're on Twitter, but I have Dodger blue socks, so I could give them. They would really like it.
Oh, you do have Dodger. I call it Quake Blue.
Quake Blue. You're darn right.
All right, so
Are you
trying to get the Dodgers line? I didn't know you were
the Dodgers lineup here. I'm waiting as Pep looks deeply for the Dodger lineup. Hey, I'll tell you what. There's some Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma stuff that we're going to be talking about.
We've got like 5 minutes.
Oh,
we're going to go really deep on the Lakers because I'm going to make this really quick about the Dodgers lineup.
Okay.
Again, the Angels lost tonight. Big series between the Storm and the Quakes continues tonight. A Dodger and a Padre on the mound. And the big league club, the Dodgers, taking on the Texas Rangers. Quick 2-game set. Here's the lineup. Chris Taylor leading off playing short. JT hitting second. Not hitting third. He's playing third, but he's not hitting third. JT, Justin Turner, hitting second. Matt Kemp hitting third. I like that. Kike Hernandez, your cleanup hitter tonight, playing in center field. Cody Bellinger hitting fifth. He's been playing a lot better at first base. Or Yasiel Puig hitting sixth and right. Logan Forsythe hitting seventh, second base. Austin Barnes behind the plate. The Riverside Pauly Bear hitting eighth. And Kenta Maeda back off the DL, getting the start tonight. No Jock Peterson and no Max Muncy. They're facing Cole Hamels, who's a left-hander, so they're going righty-heavy tonight. Okay, the Lakers. So yesterday we got all fired up because Lonzo Ball had a diss track, making fun of his teammate Kyle Kuzma. Jeff, you went viral yesterday on Twitter calling out the Lakers, saying, come on, you got to do something. You can't let these kids tarnish the name of the Lakers.
Yes, this is exactly what I said. In fact, I got Kyle Kuzma's personal coach a little heated and angry.
He was all fired up.
He was angry. This is what I said. I said Lonzo and Kuzma need to grow up and take their job seriously. Their jobs! You two morons are hurting the Lakers brand and virtually ruining the chances at landing LeBron. Lakers, trade these two ding-dongs or censor them now. I'm embarrassed to be a Lakers fan. And I got a response from our guy who said, hey, why don't you worry, don't talk about our guy Kuz like that, because if he was on your show, you'd be kissing his ass. And I said, I probably would.
But and I guess Kyle Kuzma was supposed to release his diss track for Lonzo Ball today, and it didn't happen.
It did not
Because
happen.
what just came down, Jeff? Breaking news.
The Lakers want Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma to tone down their social media barbs. They have been censored by the organization.
A gag order.
By Magic Johnson himself.
And you even tweeted at the Lakers and said, Magic Johnson, please get a hold of this.
I did. I said...
you got the tweet?
I will find it really
Jeff was really mad yesterday. This was before the virus. This is like long before the computer virus. Jeff was already salty and mad with his little baby
This
Coke.
is what I said to Magic Johnson. I said, wave the entire Ball family. Enough is enough. Magic, take control of the greatest franchise in sports. Wave him today. Make a statement. Say something, please. Well, apparently somebody besides myself has got to the Laker organization, and it is reported that Kyle Kuzma's mother, Kuz Mama, who's on Twitter.
Mama? Is that her name?
Yeah, Kuz Mama. Everyone's had their fun. Now get back to work.
Get back. Even Kyle Kuzma's mom said, listen, get to work.
Yeah, because they're not high school
nonsense.
Kids. This is an organization that is built on the laurels of 16 championships. This is one of the most storied franchises in all of sports. Not basketball, not baseball, all of sports. And these guys are treating it like it's a playground barb.
Behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, Kobe and Shaq, they did not like each other. There were a lot of things that went on behind the scenes, but they didn't air it out during the darn season, especially when you're trying to land the biggest, never, behind closed doors. Yes, and this is one of those things. You represent the Lakers. It's like the Smithsonian Institute. It's like a museum, as you said. You don't want to walk into a museum and you don't want to curse it and take care of and look like a complete fool to show. It makes the entire organization look cheesy, young, imbecile, sophomoric, very sophomoric. And these guys are acting like sophomores. They need to start acting like grown-ups. They're making millions of dollars to represent the brand of the Los Angeles Lakers. Knock it off or get the hell out.
Darn right. Hey, a couple other scores real quick from this afternoon. Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks lost to the Pirates 5-4, so that's good news for the Dodgers fans. The D-backs are still 7 games over 500. And let's see if there are any other scores relevant. Nope. And the Halos, again, they lost 8-6 against Seattle, the Mariners, with this sweep. Huge game tonight. Actually, a huge game tomorrow night, too, as the series continues between Rancho Cucamonga and Lake Elsinore. First place on the line for the first half title in this Cal League South Division. Right now, the Storm and the Quakes dead even, tied for first place. Only 5 games to go, and guess what? We've got a great matchup tonight down at the Diamond, as Rich Hill of the Dodgers will go up against the Padres' Joey Lucchesi. Big leaguers on the bump, and first place on the line for the Quakes and the Storm. You can listen live right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. As for us, it's a wrap. We're virus-free. We're feeling good again. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. It's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show, on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Bye!
I was thinking more money in the pockets of local families come tax time.
Can I change my answer?
I was just kidding about the ice cream.
When it comes to getting better tax refunds into the hands of local families, what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham. Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
This is a